So we are now in the afternoon to the temple. Got a bunch of other stuff completed. And some other stuff not completed. Having a new info on people. Count Echeverry. He's dead. That's basically it. Hopeless, he yielded, laid down his arms and placed himself at the king's mercy, and is now in jail. So just stay in there, does not. Okay. And how is our weight going? It's going decent. We're almost leveling up again. That's also decent.
Would you release us, soldier, sir?
Shut it.
We're innocent.
The king will decide your fate.
Now I'm getting flashbacks to the epilogue of the first game now, but
Damn
we're
it.
the king's subjects.
Anyone know what the law
following
looks like?
orders.
The wife
But
wants me
we're
to get her some
Temerians.
shoes.
You're
I've always been the
Temerians.
king's loyal subject.
So many men will die, all because of one bitch.
we can't.
I was just
Damn
following
it.
orders.
Get all
Anyone
this
know what the law looks
Sons,
like?
you'll answer.
The wife
Situation.
wants me to get her some shoes.
Well, local populace is getting rounded up.
us!
What
Yeah.
have you done to her?
Shut it.
So the vanquished. An easy victory behind them. Foltest soldiers grew cocky. They brazenly terrorized the town's inhabitants. Geralt watched their acts of cruelty with growing disgust. Yeah. Just as with thought, the terrorism and awful acts of everyone in the epilogue in Chapter 5 of the first game, it seems Foltest's men are continuing that trend.
Time to pay your war tax. Gold and silver.
These people are unarmed.
This is not your concern. Get lost.
Get out or die. The dragon's likely to come back. Get out of here. Get out now. So we can either threaten them. That's kind of Geralt using logic in this situation. Not really Geralt. Using his axis sign. Kinda Geralt. No, we'll threaten them to fuck off.
Get out of here now, or you'll leave when I feed your corpses to the stray dogs.
This one's got murder in his eyes.
Let's go.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Be careful. You may not be so lucky next time. Find a place to hide.
I must find my wife first. They herded her away with others like cattle.
Good luck.
So we got the intimidation skill. Now what does that do, you might ask? Well, we'll find out in just a second after we've dropped everyone blind here. For free money. So let us check, not in our inventory, but our journal. Prevent civilians from getting murdered. Probably also counts for those people on the street. Let's see. Let's sit on our character sheet then. We can't go from one to the other, unlike the first game. Got attributes. We can see everything that's going on for us at the moment. And our abilities, knowledge. Pyromaniac. Somehow, it just gives critical effect chance incineration 20%. Allows use of intimidation during conversations in order to obtain information on the benefits, and it's level 1. So that little interaction there was just to give us a little quick boost in our conversational skills.
Would you release us, soldier, sir?
Following orders.
Shut it.
Damn it. We're innocent. Anyone know what the law
I
looks
was
like?
just following orders.
Let's say where's the vanquished? It's a single home. Okay. So that's what's going on. We've got to find that single home and then stop them from doing whatever they're doing in there. Potentially kill soldiers who by all means just doing their job, but
Cleanse your tainted souls.
yes. But that job is
No
to be...
business here.
What the fuck? That was weird. The game just all tapped itself. Huh.
Leave them alone. They're innocent.
Innocent. They're with the lavalettes. Weeds that need to be ripped out with their roots so they won't grow back again. Treason spreads like the plague.
No one will leave here alive. And you, stay out of this.
I won't stand by while you murder innocents.
So, what'll you do?
Kill you.
I was not after your blood. I have witnesses.
Geralt just stood still and pressed the button.
Let the people out and walk away.
Unblock the door!
I'll report this. Yeah, you do that. Burn anything or touch a single woman, you sons of bitches. The king will hear of it.
So Geralt is ever the champion of the downtrodden civilians.
Leave us be!
You're free.
Thank you, my lord.
Find a place to hide until this madness ends.
But where?
New quest phase.
They burned down our homes! Made off with everything else!
Quest completed.
God, why?
Quiet down, please, before they hear us and come back.
Green dot there. Does that mean anything? No, it doesn't. Wonderful. Or maybe it does. It means some money for us, but that's really it. A bit weird. Whatever. Even weird is that the game just randomly just decided to go, nope, let's all tab away. Because I did not press the Windows key.
Now, whoresons, you'll
Just
answer for
following
treason.
orders. Damn it.
What treason, my lord?
Anyone know what
We're
belongs?
simple folk and know nothing.
The wife
of
wants me to get her some
politics.
shoes.
Babylon lost.
And we can
What will you
knock
do?
down obstacles and barriers, just like we could in the first game. Crazy as it is, apparently combat in the first game to be more engaging. But I'm also coming straight from playing it during the normal break, so my brain is still in the... I'm playing The Witcher 1 mode, kind of. Even though many people will back me up on it, on this, when I say that the second game does have quite wonky combat. Well, some people even say the third game has, and they wouldn't be entirely wrong. Hence, vision by drinking the cat potion. It's a meditation mode. Let's just do that because the game is telling us to do it. Alchemy, character, meditate, and drink potions. We can't meditate though because the time is set here. Drink potions. Drink 3 potions. The cat lasts for 5 minutes, and the rest lasts for half an hour. Purely because then the cat potion, the short duration on that is so that we don't run around for half an hour without being able to see anything in the light. And you're usually not in a cave for more than 5 minutes at a time. Rough over time, cancel the meditation as well. And we can only drink 3 potions at a time. Usually we'd not have more in our system at a time in the first game either, but always had the choice of sleeping for 7 hours, not sitting down for an hour while the 7-hour potions just kept on chugging. But whatever. Let's go down and check out this thing. Drama. The Ignite sound. Holy hell. Long sword and some money. Get some solo life going. Get slow. The cat potion not only gives us black and white vision or sepia vision, it also highlights enemies and people where they can glow. And we'll have here the lived up heartbeats. All the way. So it's a Marian sword. Deals more damage and gives more damage reduction on block. It also weighs less. Now, I'm a big fan of Hackman Rune Seal, mainly because it's carried over from the first game. So, I'm going to keep that equipped. So sometimes Geralt is flying towards the enemy, sometimes he doesn't. Usually he does, when there's a distance to cross. Sometimes he won't do it. And it's a bit weird because, you know, sometimes you'll be thinking, oh yeah, now he's going to do that gap closer to engage. He just doesn't. Again, it's a wonder of 2011 gameplay. Time swirl. A bit weird. Experimental in video games. And Crisis 2 also came out around this time. Slightly different. The first Crisis game, a lot of people disliked it for it. It became simpler because of consoles. This game kind of suffered the same fate. And this here, easy to manage on a controller most likely, but it's less easy on the first games was on a computer. Again, I'm not one to start going on about how consoles are the death of video games, because the real death of video games is something completely different, but if I start going on about that right now, I run the risk of making you click away from this video, or I run the risk of making you also go insane. Well, potentially, you will already be insane for this game, so I don't know. I know that we're going to level up though. Possibly so. Parry blows from all directions, yes. And a damage reduction on parry with full vigor is 100%. And yeah, we'll want that. But first, we want to get up there and get its thing. Because I want the third level of vigor, the bonus level. The real use of Igni in the books, by the way, it isn't Burning Rope. I think for Eternal, ignite all these. This should do something. If I recall correctly, it opens a secret way. Unlocks a gate or something. I may also be dumb and misremember everything. This here is the way forwards. That means we're not going to go here initially because we can't return to this area because we'll end up in jail. Now I'm all for, you know, non-linear storytelling in games, and you know, anywhere really, as long as it's not completely obtuse and just done self-indulgently. But when you end up having a, oh yeah, so what happened next? And things just get kind of crazy. You know, and you get to choose. This, you know, the pacing gets just weird if you don't do the chronological order. Just make it chronological. You should probably look around for a mod. Whatever. That makes it go chronologically no matter what, just taking away the dialogue options. Sure, I'm all for dialogue options too. But when the game is clearly made to be experienced one way, when it's certainly possible to experience it in another way, it just becomes weird, because you could, in theory, experience the initial camp bit at level 3, but to get the first combat at a way lower level. Bring up a lot of stuff here. Now weight is slowly getting filled out.
Scoia'tael.
It's interesting. What are they doing here? Can load down on them again. Sailing in by boats. Well, up over the river. If we look at here, I have no map for the castle, but we are around there, meaning they can come from anywhere, which is mighty interesting, and we'll probably need to think about that in a moment. Or maybe not in a moment, maybe in 5 hours, maybe in 10 hours, totally will. And it's like responsiveness mid-combo. We whip a hit, we're unable to do any dodging. Can't cancel a hit either. Should mean you have to dedicate to the attack, you can't just run from it. It also makes the combat feel unresponsive and sluggish. Anna is someone who will defend the first game's combat. I'll defend it alongside 5 or 7 Rivian pikemen. I'm not one to defend this game's combat, really. I can defend the third ones because it's a bit more responsive, if I recall correctly. But to be fair, between the last video of the Let's Play for the first game and this here Let's Play for the second game, I played the Witcher Tales Thronebreaker, which is just a standalone Gwent game, card game for The Witcher, where you get all the story of some stuff that happened during the books, some stuff that's just not in book characters, so a really enjoyable experience that I'm glad I experienced now, and I'm also glad I waited some time, that didn't just play it on release. Really, just make all combat in the Witcher games. Just make it Gwent. And I'd be okay with that. I like Gwent.
We can repel them!
Because I like the closed beta more than the current standalone release. But I like the current version of the standalone game more than I like the open beta. So I have a very complicated relationship with Gwent. Also, this game originally had combat similar to the first game, but they were reworked and stuff and so on. They ended up going out, let's just make whatever it is now. And just we're at low level, we don't have access to any moves. We're going to unlock more moves, but we're going to get a longer dodge roll, some other mechanics. I'll make everything just a teeny tiny bit better. But I definitely remember the game being more responsive. Soldiers' orders. All forces are to fall back immediately to defend the routes leading to the temple. These positions must be at all costs. Death to the tyrant. Okay, I don't like Foltest. The ordinary people here. See if anything cool to get here other than some great vistas to show off how the game looks great. And I will say, having looked at it now for an hour or so, an hour and a half, it's no longer as hard on my eyes as it was initially, but having played Gwent, Thronebreaker, which is just drawn animations and with a hand-drawn style, very easy on the eyes and so on. I'm playing some other old games like Mountain Blade, to get the proper pronunciation. Well, actually, the graphics are way worse in this game. Even worse in the first Witcher game. But there's nothing that just strikes out. It's, you know, your eyes can rest on that game easily, and actually just run around mindlessly, trying to increase your social standing in a medieval world.
Die!
And here we're really killing for no real reason. And sure, it's for the sake of the game. To give you some human enemies to fight, because human enemies are easier to deal with than monsters, where you know, can't really block them and so on.
Onward! Attackers! They're no knights.
This fight here,
Take no prisoners.
the game's initial release, many people, myself included, had a hard time on it. Because you don't have a good character. You see that?
Onward!
He hits for a lot this game. We don't hit for much ourselves. It's where people just usually quen up. But we'll just do this instead.
For to marry a man!
Let me see use the mod
Die
now.
but to marry is to die a good death!
Okay, that's good. Get back inside the room we couldn't enter before, and some more soldiers' orders. The soundtrack is also not as great in this game as it was in the first game, in my opinion. But it's still a phenomenal soundtrack. Even if it's not, you know, not all the whistles and the flutes and some slight choirs going on. Now we've got some fingerless gloves. And we've got a quick time event for no real reason. We could go into the settings and disable difficult QTEs, but I want to show the game off in the way that it's supposed and meant to be played, in the way that the developers wanted it to be played, while also sticking to how it should be played with regards to The Witcher and so on. And also with Geralt being who he
You
really
have
is.
just become the most titled Witcher in the world. And the wealthiest.
I'll remind you of that when this is all over, sire.
See, Vernon? Geralt succeeded.
Lucky he did. The priest was downright discourteous and went off to meet his gods.
I saw Scoia'tael on the river.
Where? How many? What colors did they wear?
Plough the elves. We'll tend to them later. The monastery awaits.
Scoia'tael. This puzzle is beginning to come together, Geralt. You're either telling the truth or weaving a very convincing lie. I want to hear the rest. Foltest bastards. The Solar. What happened?
We might have arrived at the same time if not for tales.
Be specific, Witcher.
Well, the archpriest told the truth.
His Majesty King Foltest of Temeria.
Arthur Tales, erstwhile Count of Nesvelt. I signed your sentence.
Yes, yet the Baroness saw fit to pardon me. An awkward situation, to be sure.
Anais and Boussy, where are they?
The royal children.
Don't test my patience, Tales, and I'll grant you a quick death.
Confess, Foltest, before the gods and the people. Boussy and Anais are the fruit of your loins. Bow to the gods and admit the truth.
You may not have noticed, Tales, but I just took this town.
Aided by murderers, sorcerers, and a mutant for whom nothing is holy.
This is hallowed ground. You will not raise your hand against a servant of the gods.
Now, this Tales fellow, with the scar on his face, he was in the books, in one short story, and Geralt is the one who inflicted the scar on him, by parrying his own sword into his face, to avoid laying a hand on him personally.
Where have you taken the children?
The Solar. They're in the Solar.
What is this? Blasphemy! Sorcerer's tricks!
Just shut up or slap him. This might increase our intimidation level, but Geralt would not... Well, he might hit him, actually. No, he just tells him to bag off. I don't hit him.
Quiet down, Tails. This is a church.
I'll not forget this, mutant. You hear?
I'll just be a smug bastard.
Damn, I've seen assaults go awry, but the dragon topples them all.
We've also got a new skill. We've got the Conjurer. Just science damage +3. But we did not get the Axie level up because we failed it.
Tops.
Tops what?
And it's all really just... You know, it's random. We can't throw those because we don't have the skill for using daggers and other throwing weapons.
Geralt, you should know. Is it possible to tame a dragon?
Not as far as I know.
Then why is this reptile eating only mine, then?
Let's hope Marigold got out of there.
I'm sure she did.
If not, you'll need a new advisor, sire.
Shut up, Roach.
It's possible that the dragon simply...
Another word from you and the dragon will not be your main concern.
Enough! Both of you!
Lavalet Castle, and to avoid the dragon's attacks, press right mouse button when it flashes on the screen. Post run.
The dragon's back! I can't.
This here is a clear example of two guys from 11 game design. A weird quick time event out of nowhere.
You saved my life again. Ask what you will of me, Witcher. Within reason, of course.
Oh, just a second. We still have Arendite? What? We lost the default silver sword. Now, this is of course a perk of having played the first game and importing your save. You get Arendite. By all means, Geralt should not have a silver sword at this moment.
I need to leave, sire.
Whatever.
I'd like Triss Marigold to come with me. If she wants.
Are you blind? She's enamored with you. You may leave, and none shall stop you. You have my word.
Who goes there?
Foltest. I've come for my children. Geralt, wait here. You might scare them.
Ah, thanks be to the gods. My prayers are answered.
So about the gods, not the eternal fire. That's a good sign. Because then they aren't fanatics or zealots.
Go, Boosie.
That's not my father.
But it is your king, boy. Bells, your triumph is complete. The city and fortress taken, sire. Time to thank the forefather and the mother creatrix for this great victory.
A moment, blind man. I've not seen my children in 6 months. The gods can spare another minute. Listen to me. Your mother and I quarreled, but that is over. She was deceived. Evil men turned her against me. These men have been punished, and all will be well from now. No tears, Boosie. One day you'll be king, and kings do not weep.
Armed men approach, sire. Children, go to the refectory.
My knights will soon be here. You must meet them, for one day you will rule them. Boosie, go wash your face. They must not see that you wept.
There's a bucket of water in the next room.
Anais, help your brother.
Sire, let us pray.
They must look like the royal children they are.
They have your eyes, sire.
So that's why Geralt's in jail.
I suppose that's the extent of what you'll give me.
Does this mean I'm free?
Foltest, King of Temeria, has been murdered. Unfortunately for you, you're the only suspect.
The murderer outsmarted you, so I'm to rot in this dungeon.
Oh, no danger of you rotting. You'll hang.
Convince them otherwise.
I have no influence over the court.
So yeah, plenty of interesting stuff going on there. And yeah, let's go through all the options here and at a later point go over everything that happened in the cutscene. We have a moment of respite to do so.
Foltest told me a lot about you.
If not for him, I'd be a drunk or a vagrant. Foltest did more for me than my father ever did. But then my father did exactly nothing, for I never even met him. In any case, I'll not rest until the murderer is punished.
Tell me how you serve, Vernon.
I carry out orders others are incapable of executing.
So, he has a personal stake in everything, considering Foltest apparently raised him out of, well, the slums, and gave him a quite prestigious job. Quite prestigious job as a murderer and as a torturer, but at the end of the day, quite prestigious job.
What's the situation in Temeria?
The Council of Regents has convened to restore order. That means three things. Utter chaos will prevail, Visima will run dry of wine and strong drink, and the local whores will make a killing.
Is Triss participating in the meetings?
Indeed. Only to find out that she's no longer needed.
How do you know?
It's my business to know.
They want to run a kingdom without a sorceress?
They already have a kingdom without a king. They'll use every opportunity to get rid of her.
Who will rule?
The chief contenders are Count Maravel and Baron Kimbold, who already tussle for control of Lavalette Castle.
What about Foltest's bastards?
The king's blood runs in their veins, so yes, they are entitled to the throne. Not some drooling nobles.
What if someone vouched for me?
You have a witness.
I was thinking of Triss.
Was she not your lover? Who knows? But it's common knowledge she is.
What happened to her?
Oh, she's fine. She's been invited to the next meeting of the Council of Regents.
For fuck's sake, you command the Blue Stripes. Do something. The real murderer is free, and he's further and further away with every hour you spend prancing around in here.
I find the Killer Monk story unconvincing.
I don't claim he was a monk. He was wearing a frock, though. He sailed off in a boat with some Scoia'tael.
Would you recognize him?
No problem. A mountain of meat. Never seen anyone bigger.
We've seen him before. In the intro cutscene.
What would you do if you escaped?
Apparently some of my neighbours are beating their children. Otherwise causing them discomfort. Let's see, I'd hunt down the killer, none of your business. Let us see, what would Geralt do in this situation? He wants out of jail. Telling him that he'd hunt down the... He would, just to... Not to avenge him or anything, but to, you know, ask what the hell, maybe. Or, of course, let's go for none of your business.
I'd go have a beer.
Are you trying to annoy me?
Vernon, if I escaped, you'd be the last to learn my plans.
Let me tell you a story.
I hate stories.
There was once a witcher who was accused of murdering a monarch.
Wrongly accused.
The charges against him were very serious, and only one man could help him.
Let me guess. A handsome prince.
The commander of the Blue Stripes. Sadly, the witcher refused his help and was hanged.
I prefer happy endings.
Then help me, Geralt.
Let's see. Go fuck yourself. I've already told you I didn't do it. Well, that's not gonna get us out of jail, so you win. I'm willing to talk candidly.
Looks like I'm out of options. Let's do this your way.
What would you do if you were freed?
I'd go after the Kingslayer.
You know where to look for him?
Some Scoia'tael helped him escape. That's where I'd start. I expect you might know this particular group of elves.
How'd you work that out?
They wore blue-striped masks. Trophies, I expect.
Yorveth's commando. I know where to find them. We've a trail to follow after all.
If you want to start over and take it easy this time, get me some food.
Now that you mention it. Vers! Bring us food and drink.
Shame you didn't think of that earlier.
It's your own fault, Geralt. Your fate is in your hands. Thank you.
Clever masking of liquid, or lack thereof.
Never heard of women serving in the Special Forces.
Vess is one of my best people.
How'd she wind up in the Blue Stripes?
I pulled her from the paws of the Scoia'tael. Just 16 when they torched her village and slaughtered everyone. The unit commander took a liking and spared her. One last thing. This file is about one Geralt of Rivia.
And Foltest's death?
Actually, Geralt's death. The report details events from 5 years ago. Rivia. Population 1,234. In that, 253 non-humans. September the 25th, 1268. A riot erupts. A massacre ensues. The streets run with the blood of elves and dwarves. One person finds the courage to face the raging crowd. During the rioting, 76 non-humans perished, including the witches Geralt of Rivia. Stabbed in the chest with a pitchfork by a man of whom we know only that his name was Rob, and he owed 3 crowns at the local tavern. Yennefer of Vengerberg dies trying to heal the witcher. The bodies of Geralt and the sorceress are taken away by a mysterious young girl with ashen hair. Their place of internment remains unknown.
I remember. Rivia. Yennefer.
What just happened?
I saw my own death.
And the rest? Have you regained all your memory?
That's all. I just remember the end.
Vess! Interrogation's done. Restrain the prisoner. I'll take the key. I sail upriver at dawn. Guards will collect you in 5 minutes. Eat. You'll need your strength.
That's what I mean when I say that the game has long cutscenes. Several of them will go on this long. Not saying it's a bad thing, but the game is story heavy and story driven, and therefore cutscenes.
Not yesterday. He was a hero, pretty much. Everyone's man.
Personally saw him cut down 20 men in the blink of an eye, so it's no surprise.
3 days
See him
after.
dashing along those walls. Can't rightly say I ever saw his sword the blade move so fast.
I thought that beast would tear him to bits when it came out of the clouds.
Delayed don't mean denied. Hangman will do that tomorrow. What say we...
So, we cannot save at this time.
I'll not touch the scum. I get scurvy.
We can't
Right.
lobby then.
Hangman will do it.
Guard. Come here, good man.
Why are you hollering? Do that again and we'll shut you up.
Brave words will have these paths between us.
You wouldn't say that if these bars weren't here.
Is that so? Let's see. Rip your guts out!
quick tutorial in fist fighting, which is now a quick time event. About as engaging as a fist fighting in one, but the animations are nice. Can we pick up this? We can. Amazing. So yeah, let's get out of jail.